You keep losing friends, jumping from friend group to friend group, getting betrayed by this person, falling out with that person, and it gets to a point you ask yourself, am I the problem? Yes, you are, but not in the way that you think. I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Michaela, so glad you're here, and we're just gonna jump right in. Okay, so let's talk about it. You want to know why your friendship's not working out, why you keep falling out with all these people, why you feel like the common denominator. It's not that there's anything wrong with you or that you're doing anything wrong. Trust me, I wouldn't judge y'all for nothing I didn't go through myself. I know this story like the test of time. I done lived it so many times. I'm gonna hold your hand and hold you accountable. Well, it's not really one of those things where you can hold somebody. Well, yes it is, but you're more so not aware that you're doing it. The problem is your lack of discernment. So let's talk about it. What's discernment? Discernment is basically like your inner compass. It's like your intuition, I want to say. It's like your built-in superpower. It's one of the most powerful things that we as humans can have, and we really sleep on it. So discernment is basically the ability to perceive truth beneath appearances. So basically like how they say actions speak louder than words, like somebody showing you that they don't really like you, but they telling you that they do like you, but you can feel it. You can feel if they don't like you because you're sitting here looking at it. That's discernment. It's like energy never lies. When I tell y'all, so many of my problems could have been avoided had I used my discernment and not ignored my intuition. A lot could have been avoided. The problem is sometimes we're so, I want to say, eager to connect with people. You know, we accept proximity over what people are showing us, and we ignore our discernment, and that's what gets us burned in the end. Like I said, I know this story to the test of time, y'all. It got to a point one day, because like I said, I done been in this situation. It got to a point, I was just sitting back reflecting on everything. I'm like, why the fuck was I falling out with all these people? Like, and I wasn't doing nothing. Like, friendships after friendships, you know, friendships after friendships, getting betrayed by people, you know, little signs, and then it leads to a big blowout. I'm like, why? So it got to a point, I just started kind of reflecting a little bit. I'm like, what's the problem? Every problem, I'm telling you all, I realized that the main problem from my end, because we cannot control what other people do, the problem from my end was that I failed to use my discernment. 90% of my problems could have been avoided had I just used my discernment, like, oh, this person is for me. Let me step to the side. But it's okay, because you live and you learn, and that's why I'm here to tell you all. Basically, it's like when you see patterns rather than what somebody is telling you. I feel like the problem is that we are so kind of eager to connect with people that we kind of ignore the red flags, and you know, they can end up showing us like little things here and there who they are, and it rubs us the wrong way, but we ignore it because, you know, we probably, you know, we just want people to hang out with. We don't want to be alone, and then it just kind of leads to something big. When the whole time the signs were in your face, you already knew that y'all weren't aligned. You already knew that those weren't your type of people. That's discernment. Friendships are not supposed to be just somebody to hang out with. People that, you know, you just got, you know, you got somebody to go out with, you got to move with. No. And you know, it's just because we don't want to, you know, sometimes we just don't want to sit with ourselves, I guess, you know, but it'll save you a lot of heartbreak in the long run. Not even just friendships, in relationships. That's why you see like pretty girls, very beautiful girls, walking around kind of drained inside, not knowing who they are, because I hate that, but they kind of entertain dynamics until it went too far, to now they're kind of stuck on the man, and you know, because they ignored the signs that's in the beginning. And I've been there too, so I know, you know, just like not honoring your own intuition and saying, you know, this person isn't for me. You know, we try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Let me just say this. Fuck the benefit of the doubt, okay? Fuck the benefit of the doubt. Fuck the benefit of the doubt. Fuck that. People know what they're doing, and you don't have to put up with nothing that you don't want to. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't align with what you would do, if you wouldn't betray nobody, if you wouldn't kind of move like, because haven't you all noticed that typically before it kind of leads, friendships or relationships, before it kind of leads to like a big blowout, there's always like kind of blatant, sometimes they be blatant, sometimes they kind of be micro, but there's always kind of like little signs of disrespect, and that's the problem, you know, like ignoring it, like, you know, maybe they didn't mean it that way, maybe they didn't. No, if you wouldn't do nobody like that, you don't have to be treated like that, and you're allowed to say, I deserve better, because at the end of the day, our energy is very valuable and it's very precious, and that's why I say that we have to use discernment, because if we don't, the wrong people can drain us, and we're walking around feeling empty inside, feeling depleted, when we didn't have to deal with that bullshit to begin with. That's why discernment is so important, and that's why we should use it more, because it literally protects us before damage can happen. I'm gonna tell y'all the difference between discernment and reacting. Reacting is kind of like, oh my gosh, why would they do this to me? No, maybe I can fix it, I can get us back on track. No. And discernment is kind of like, okay, I see it, noted, you know, let me move accordingly. Not saying you got to cut somebody all the way out, but you can just kind of adjust how you deal with them, and that will save you a lot of strain in the long run. I'm telling you, once you start using that discernment, your circle gets smaller, but it's more secure. You're more comfortable around the people that you trust. You're not on like edge, you know, like being around people like, are they gonna do this to me? Are they gonna do that to me? No. And that's really the goal anyway. Like, it's always quality over quantity. Like, I'll take 2 real friends over 200 fake ones that's draining me, that's making me feel bad. No. So yeah, your circle gets smaller, but you're more secure, you're more confident within yourself, because the people that we have, again, the people that we have around us does affect our confidence. Like, there's something that people don't realize, like, not majority, but a big part of our well-being kind of is dependent in a way on the people that we have around us, all this energy that we're taking in. So again, your confidence becomes, you get more confidence about yourself, and you know, like, you can kind of, you see clearly, you're not trying to be chose, you're doing the choose. You like, okay, you know, you all right with me, come on, we can roll. Pick and choose who comes into your space. Like I said, we don't realize how valuable our energy is, how people make us feel, because imagine the wrong people being around you. That's the point of this video, the point of the title of this video. Imagine people being around you and so much bad happens to the point where you have to question yourself and ask, are you the problem? No! Kind of contrary to the title of the video. You're not the problem, but you have a problem. You're not using your discernment. And guess what, y'all? Y'all want to know what's so funny? The moment you start using that discernment and you kind of take a step back, that's when you get more magnetic. That's when people want to kind of come in and see, you know, they know that they're going to have to kind of change their behavior. They know they got to get right and get left. They know they're going to have to, you know, they know that they just going to have to come with it, you know, because if not, there's the door. I'm good with or without you. Literally, when you kind of take a step back and you know that you're good and you know that you're good alone, that's when you become the most magnetic. You know, you kind of just slow down. Don't be so eager to connect with people, and, you know, just kind of look at things from a logical lens. Like, can I really see this person in my life? Would they elevate me? Would they love me? Would they support me? Would they protect me? That's when you kind of move different, you know? Like, you just kind of you kind of sit back and observe, and, you know, you kind of see things, you kind of get that clarity. I'm gonna do another video on, like, the importance of protecting your peace and stuff, but y'all, think about it like this right here. When you're by yourself, I'm by myself right now in this house, what do you hear? You hear nothing. Peace. It's peaceful. It's quiet. So with that being said, peace is literally the standard, the baseline. So you have peace when you're by yourself. So the people, this is you. This is peace. Peace is this is so funny. Think about, like, the pH balance. What is the standard? 7. Then the other acidic. Then the other is basic. So think about it like that. The standard is 7. Peace when you're by yourself, literally alone, that's the standard. So this is peace, this is you, this is peace. The people that these are the people that's going to come in your life. They're either going to add this right here, make the peace more elevated, they're going to contribute to it, or they're going to do this, they're going to bring it down. We're not settling for that when this is literally the standard. We're not going below that, okay? Remember, you are the prize always, and people have to earn you. Access is a privilege, it's not a right, and access can be revoked when it's not handled accordingly. So yeah, you're a superstar, act like it. Okay, you all, so that ends this video. I know it was short, but you know, it's my first video, kind of nervous. So we're gonna, oh, y'all like my Christmas decorations? I hope that something I said really touched you all, kind of resonated with you. I hope that this video touches you at the right time. And yeah, so that wraps up my first video on my new channel. Y'all be sure to subscribe to me, please, and I will see you all in the next one.